Okay. Okay, no, this should be working. Yeah, this should be working. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I am. Hmm. Oh, okay, so it is working correctly. Okay. I was worried for a minute there, but it does look like the stream's working. Can you ask me, you can tell me how the volume is, because I imagine it may not be correct. I am. Okay. Oh, I forgot all the buttons I have set for that. That's not good. Okay, that's good. This is definitely a mobile game. So we use the Shake Shadow for some reason. Why are we doing this? Is there any context to this? Oh, so attacking him gives you... Okay. I don't know why I even try to move them anymore. You just never should. Okay, I did not know that's what he's gonna do. Is the game fun? I'm trying it out right now. It's a mobile game. That's for sure. Very simple. It's hard to really say without having, without actually playing it for very long. I will say one of the reasons why I wanted to check this out is because it got just terrible reviews on Steam. Yeah, I kind of just sat there. Pokemon Rumble was a thing, right? Because I remember there being a Pokemon thing that was very similar to this in terms of like how it looked. When is my next What If coming out? When it's done. I am scripting one currently. So it. Oh, I didn't realize that was the thing I had to watch that before. That's worrying. Yeah. So it'll be out probably. Oh jeez. It's kind of hard to come up with an estimate, and I lost. Okay, that was really bad. Yeah. So it's probably gonna be coming out within like. I would say within like the month at least. That's definitely like that's a very like. I guess. Opposite of generous in terms of it's generous in terms of like saying it's gonna take a while. I think it might be out in a couple weeks depending on stuff. Yeah, I'd say I played one round and it's like it is very Fall Guys coded. Definitely it has a very similar structure. Yeah, it's kind of just Sonic Fall Guys. Yeah, this is a mobile game, as you can see, based off of the things, where it's like you can where there's like there's like touchscreen stuff, obviously, so it's definitely like something you just play on your phone, so you have to like kind of adjust your expectations for that, you know? Like this isn't a major release in the way Crossworld was, you know? It's very much a small thing to do on the side. Whether, you know, that means that... Will you ever be doing IDW reviews? I'm not sure. I might wait, honestly, and do them over more completed, like, story arcs, if that makes sense. Just because... The way I was doing it, like, the issue was that it was a lot of time, like, in terms of, like, the effort it took for me to create them. But it just wasn't very, like, like, the fact was the average person just didn't care enough for me to be like, this is a valid use of, like, because, like, yeah, another Sonic show would be cool, but, like, the IDW reviews just did not get that much attention compared to my other content, and I was like, this is taking up time that I could be spending making shows that more people were interested in watching. Alright, second place. Yeah, so what I think I might do is I might change my approach, and I might actually, like, backtrack all the way to the beginning and, like, go over the arcs and stuff, and, like, kind of cover it in a more historical sense, and, you know, do it more as a, like, you've never seen IDW before, here's a place you can start. I know there are other people who've already done that, but, like, it's probably something that'll, like, get more attention than just doing it, you know? So this is just money, yeah. So, the one thing I do want to look into is... Oh, what is... One sec. Sorry, I'm just messing with my... Okay, I might be losing, but... You know, sometimes that happens. We'll figure it out. Okay, don't run into those. Okay, so that person's just griefing. Glad to know that griefing as a strategy is still alive and well. I cannot believe that happened to me. Did make it. I don't know exactly how long I'm gonna wait for... How long I'm gonna play this for. I'm kind of just trying to see what it's like, you know? One thing I want to see is if the monetization is at all, like, acceptable, if that makes sense. How's the game? The game is a mobile game. It is... It's fine. It's, you know, inoffensive so far. Dodge the missile. Platform. Oh, look. Okay, I'm still fine. Definitely. Okay. I didn't get hit a single time, so that worked out pretty well. The game is fun. Like, the game is not bad, I will say. It's just, you know... The thing that I want to look at, once I get deeper into the game, once I get through, like, all the starter stuff, is I do want to see what the, what the options are for, like, unlocking skins and whatnot. Yeah. Ring battle, okay. So, the thing... My worry is that this is going to be the type of game where, like, if you, like, you just have to spend money to get anything cool, right? Oh, I did not realize that that was how this mode works. Okay. That's good to know. Good, I got this. Give me. Oh no, all my rings. It's Stumble Fall Guys with Sonic. Yeah, it is just that. And there's nothing wrong with just being that, right? Like, this is, like, the thing is, you have to realize that this is a free product. Personally, I have resolved to never spend money on a mobile game. And I've mostly followed suit with that. So as long as the monetization isn't, like, completely unreasonable, I'm just gonna be like, well, the game is what it is, and, you know, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I am working on some new what ifs. They are in the pipeline. Will you do a look at the Fleetway Sonic comic? So currently, I'm reading through Archie fairly slowly, I'll admit, but I am working on it. And I'm thinking of maybe making some videos when that's done about Archie and my thoughts on it. And, you know, once I'm kind of done with that process, the next step is to... 8K. Daily Claw Machine. So you get a daily whatever. Okay. Well, that sucks. Bundles. Other. Yeah, okay, so this is just stuff. This is... Yeah. Anyway, what I was talking about is, how do I change my skin, by the way? This is my icon. I'll change it to you, I guess. Did you get to play Cross Worlds? I have not played as much Cross Worlds as I wanted to. I spent a lot of time working, and, like, I kind of split between, like, trying to play more Cross Worlds and, like... Where did you go to a quick skins? Mailbox. Is there anything important? Bonus. Okay. Okay, I'll use that. And click on Garnet Knuckle. Yeah. So the main reason I haven't played as much. I haven't played as much Cross Worlds as I would like, because I was really just focused on trying to play. I was trying to finish Silksong. That's the thing I'm focusing on. Sorry, I'm being so slow with talking. I'm just like just looking at this game. Okay. Okay, so you want to collect characters? Sure. Chow stickers, etc. As far as what the next What If will be about, I am probably not gonna no Silksong stream. Probably not. I'm probably just playing that on my own time. I don't want to stream a lot. I don't want streaming a ton to be like a big part of the channel necessarily, just because streaming is, I don't know, it's a very different type of thing, very different type of content creation, one that I think I am less suited for than simply making my videos, right? Like, I think my skills are best spent when I have time to, like, really, like, look at something and, like, think about it for a while, and think about my thoughts and script them, and then deliver, like, a product out of that. That's when I found that my, you know, skills as a creative are best utilized, and, you know, that's very different. Played this before, it blows. It is what it is. I'm not offended by it, but it is, I don't know. I do wonder if, how long I'll continue playing this game, I guess. How do I like it? It is fine. it is fine. That is my current opinion. It is adequate, I suppose, is the way I would describe it. You can't hear my voice very well. Okay, I will adjust the volume as soon as I get an opportunity. I was worried that the volume would not be correct. So, okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay, I believe that should have turned down the game audio. How loud is it compared to me now? I don't stream particularly regularly, so stream volume and whatnot is like a whole can of worms. I'm being silly. I'm continuing to be silly. Give me this one, please. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna be streaming exactly. That is something that's still kind of in the air. I mostly just want to stream this because it was a new release and everything, so. I might make it a more common thing if it, you know, depending on how you guys like. I'll probably should give it more of a shot and just play some games on stream and all. There's not much of a reason like not to specifically. Oh, you want to craft in the tank? Okay. I had the incorrect idea. Keep going. No, I'm missing every end. Yes. Okay. I'm up here now. I think we're all gonna be fine with these. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is it is like one of those mobile games, right? So it's like the more stuff they give you based on your character, the more it's like, oh, this is obviously like pay to win or whatever, right? You know what this game needed? An Ugly Sonic mod? That would be fun. 3rd place. Okay. Yeah. By the way, if you guys need any help on volume or whatever, go ahead and just like tell me in chat. I did try and lower the volume earlier to make everything a bit more understandable. I know that my mic is just naturally very quiet. That is just a problem I have with my mic. So alright. So we finished that. Let me see something. So we can go here. So these guys do have bonuses, which is something. I sound a bit low. Okay, let me see. Okay, that should have turned down the volume of everything else. Any Sonic Blitz? I've heard of it. I haven't I don't play a lot of mobile games. I'm mostly just trying this out just to see what it's like, mostly. And I think my mic messed up for a second there. It should be better now. I'm not sure what the issue was there, but okay, that's good. Oh, okay, so you want it to hit the sides. I see. Okay. I got my dash attack. I missed. Oh my lord. The zappies are terrible. The zappies are just unavoidable damage. Okay. So you do have to hit that button specifically. What's that? Okay, okay. Apparently there are asset models and names on the files, even though they're non-fan characters looking for women. Oh, are you mean the card game? I figured that it's Sonic Dash or Sonic Blitz, but I did hear about the card game and there being like a lot of like characters that, you know, from Sat AM and the non-Penders Archie stuff, which is very interesting. Since we haven't seen any of that stuff in anything forever, you know? I think I'm doing okay. Okay, we're doing fine. Will you do another hot takes video? Because I have a couple of them. I would maybe do that. It's probably going to be a little bit before I do, if I do another video like that. I just don't want to, like, exhaust the pool too quickly, you know? So, if I do that, it'd probably be, like, a couple months, week. Hello, Zap. So, we'll see. We will see. I'll just say that I am, you know, I'm definitely thinking about it, and there's definitely, like... Dark Sonic is almost certainly not going to make a comeback during this from X, which is like a whole other thing. I know a lot of people do want it to come back at some point, though, so, you know, maybe... I feel like if what would happen, more likely, is just like the introduction of a parallel concept, you know? We get a new version of Dark Sonic that's not really related to the idea, but is, like, you know, very much like a new spin on the way it was portrayed in X. I could definitely see them doing something like that, because that feels very on brand for Sega. Blaze Forces. I am very much considering doing, you know, Season 2 of the Chaos Swap is very much a thing that I am thinking about. Like, it's not just like something I said one-off. It's something I've put active effort into figuring out how I would make it work. There are a couple other, like, for one thing, I'm kind of waiting on us to get a bit more information in the comic so that I know exactly how certain things fall into the canon, because there's definitely some stuff that we just don't know yet that I would like to know before, you know, writing something like that. Like, exactly when Frontiers takes place and how it connects to, you know, when Frontiers takes place and how it connects to the mainline games is something that we don't really know. Frontiers, how IDW connects to Frontiers. I mean, that's what I was trying to say. That is something that we just don't have any information on. Cosmo is also in the assets. That would be extremely interesting to see, like, if they actually brought back. You get 1 ticket a day. Awesome. Collectathon underway. Yeah, but hearing that Cosmo was also in those assets is extremely interesting, because that is that's very much like non-canon. So, you know, I know a lot of people are very interested in how is this game? It's fine. It's a mobile game. Who is my favorite Sonic villain? I hate to be boring, but it probably is just Eggman. He's just like, he's such a solid villain. Like, he just does so much of what the series needs a villain to do for it, you know? So he's really hard to dislike in that sense. And you like take all that together, it just makes him a very appealing, like, really hard to like dislike Eggman, I find. I think he's a very fun villain, but he's also like, I think he does that legitimately work for a lot of the more serious stories that Sonic tries to go for a lot of the time, which I think is the mark of a really good villain. Like, a villain who can work in multiple like contexts like that is, you know, I did not realize that's what that was. That's very annoying. You say Jet the Hawk. Jet is you know, one of those villains who's like half a villain. they got a lot of those in Sonic. I like Jet a lot as a character. I really love the Babylon Rogues. They're some of my favorites, but I don't really think of them as a Metarex game. That, you know, an adaptation of Metarex would be interesting. I actually need to watch Sonic X. I'm planning on doing it eventually TM, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm currently working through Dragon Ball, just as like the anime I'm watching off to the side. Very close to being done with that. I have like 30 episodes left of DBS. Which is, you know, considering how long Dragon Ball Super is even, that's like definitely a decent chunk done already. So pretty happy about that. And once I do that, the next thing I'm probably gonna be watching is Sonic X. So I'll get through that. Like, I'm kind of just trying to work my way through the big pillars of Sonic canon TM, you know. You met Jet's original English voice actor once. That's cool. I'm silly. Dude, really? Dude, the controls of this game are just so awkward. Okay, let's go. Just collect the stuff. Just collect stuff. Oh, you're so slow! Why are you so slow in a Sonic game? It's the opposite of what Sonic is. 5th. I think Eclipse is neat. I haven't gotten to that part in Archie. That's pretty deep in Archie. I'm reading from front to back Archie right now, which is... You think Sonic Lore is a math that can decide what genre it is, or even get each element to decide? I think that the genre of a Sonic game is very much what that game is about. Sonic Lore really doesn't direct the story very much at all in any of the games, and it certainly doesn't, like... Game Blitz score script for your opponents in ring survival. That's interesting. What did I just unlock? Oh, I leveled up. You can level up your characters. Level score bonus. I see. Lord. It's just all this stuff. Yep. Claim the thing. Okay, Emblem Rank rewards. Claim. Claim. Yep. Honestly, meeting any of them would be cool. I don't have, like, a particular preference. It's just kind of like, I think you guys are, like, they all work on a series that I really enjoy, you know? And that in and of itself is, you know, just cool. So, getting a chance to meet any of them would be... Oh, Lord. Why are there so many battle passes? Ugh. Hello, Imaginator. Raffle. Lord. Okay. We got that. Let's go back. We can level some more. There's so much microtransactions in the world. Hey, Zonka. Classic Star Wars games are cyberpunk before the modern games are moved to more contemporary era settings with SA1. I don't know if I agree with that at all. I don't think that... I wouldn't describe classic Sonic as cyberpunk. It has more of a fantasy vibe to me, if anything. The modern series is definitely more contemporary, but... I wouldn't say that the old games were cyberpunk is their genre. I just don't agree with that description. Or, you know, maybe that's just me associating some more particular genre trends with cyberpunk. You know, I suppose I could be wrong, but when I think of cyberpunk, I definitely think of, like, a lot of the transhumanist messaging that's involved. Think about 3 model custom population forces. It's alright. I think that the thing about Classic Sonic is just that it's just like, it's just not for me. I don't have a ton of nostalgia for Classic Sonic. I have a lot more nostalgia for modern Sonic. You know, I grew up more with modern Sonic than anything. So, a lot of the nostalgia baiting for Classic Sonic just doesn't really appeal to me. Jeez, I have so many rings. I should probably go spend them real quick. Sure. Maybe searching composing Sonic. And make things. I don't know a lot about specifically like anime associated musicians. I'll be like 100% honest. Yeah. 10K, jeez. Yeesh. Special Rumble. Alright. Still definitely getting used to all the levels in this game. It seems like they've made a decent number of them. What got you into that, the series? Yeah. What got me into, what specific, or do you mean Sonic or do you mean, Dragon Ball? Because there's different answers for both of them. They're both very silly. If once you learn the full story, either way, I'll admit. Oh man, that guy got here first with all the good stuff. Okay. Yes. Okay. I just should not have even tried. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, so Sonic, me getting into Sonic game was a weird confluence of things. It was, so you trigger, yeah, but the main thing, like the main reason I started like get into Sonic was so there was the Death Battle episode of Eggman versus Bowser, which I watched, and I was like, I really enjoyed that, and it kind of just got me back on a Sonic media binge. So I played sorry, I was just reading chat. What happened was yeah, so then I played Shadow Generations. How do I even do this? I don't even know how this works. How does any of this work? Oh, there's a ball. Okay, how do I find the ball? Oh, do you just wreck into him? Is that what you do? Okay, I understand now. The game was not well explained beforehand. Okay. No. Go away. No, no, no. You better go away. No. Oh, we've 1,000% lost this. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I was thinking of making like a bigger Sonic lore video, but yeah. Anyway, going back to what got me into Sonic before I got distracted by the game and by other people in chat, I got into Shadow Generations. I played it, and then I started like reading the IDW comics, and then I circled back to play a bunch of the older Sonic games, like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I played Sonic Mania. Yeah, and so basically that, like, I just, like, there was that random, like, death battle video, and then I wanted to try the new game, and I wanted to look at the comics, and I wanted to go back and play a lot of the older games that were on Steam. I went ahead and played through Frontiers and everything, and it was just, like, a bunch of things that just all kind of culminated. Why am I here? Yeah. Oh my lord. So many fucking ads. See Captain Sonic Fragment. 2 of them. Awesome. Mostly. Seaside Hill Run. God, I loved Sonic Heroes. Dash to the goal. Yeah, so this is literally just Fall Guys. I have actually played this level before. No. Stargate. I haven't seen Stargate, like, ever. I have no context for that series. It is funny to me that the Ancients are, like, a thing in Sonic lore now, considering that the Ancients were also a part of the lore in Boom. Like, where you get the Ancients and Lyric was, like, an Ancient or whatever. But, like, nobody gave a crap about it, because Sonic Boom lore was just not good. Sage is definitely going to be a pretty major character going forward, I think. I think that, you know, not only was she a big deal in Frontiers, but the audience reception to Sage has been overwhelmingly positive. So I imagine that she's going to, you know, be essentially Eggman's right-hand man going forward, and will probably have a major role in, like, future Sonic stories. This is just us dodging stuff. What I think about Styx? Styx is fun. Okay, so I already fucked up. I already fell into the lava like an idiot. So that's good. Oh, Lord, no. Lord, no. No, 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 no. Okay, well. Things are just going to be in issue 84. Yeah, I'm also really excited to see what they do with her. I think that... Sonic Java 1, huh? You know, there's so many weird places that people get introduced to stuff, and then it becomes a big part of their life and all. God, please shut up and go away. Claim. Okay. Achievements. Claim. Okay. Claim. Okay. Go back. I could definitely see them doing a time skip. I kind of hope they don't, because I would prefer to actually get to see some of the character development they imply is going to happen at the end of Frontiers. I'd vastly prefer that to simply them being like, oh, by the way, time skip. They went ahead and did all that stuff off screen. So there was a ton of character development. You just don't get to see any of it. So, you know, be happy. I think that would kind of suck a lot. Do you think it sticks? I really don't. I mean, I imagine they might redesign her a little bit just because the boom proportions are slightly different to the proportions of the characters of the mainline games, which really doesn't need that much of a redesign, though. What do I think about Sonic Chronicles and Shade the Echidna and the Nocturnus clan? I think they have cool designs, but I think Sonic Chronicles overall is a very unpleasant game, and at least just from like the story and stuff, because I have looked into it, but I haven't gone to play it myself. I didn't have it back in the day. I'd have to emulate it or something. Shade and the Nocturnus clan are just not super interesting, in part because the story of Sonic Chronicles never got finished, right? Like there's definitely stuff to work there in terms of Shade. She has an interesting backstory, and you know, it would be interesting to see where they go with her in the future from that backstory, but we just don't know much about her, like, to be 100% real. Like, she just isn't. Why do I always get hit when I do that? Okay, whatever. You had misconceptions from playing like a Java game as your first song. That's very funny. You know, that's probably happened more than people know. That people just like assume that. Okay, you know what's a really weird thing? Like, this is something I thought for like a year or more, in terms of like Sonic lore. One of the first Sonic games I played was Sonic Heroes and Sonic Riders. Those were the two. I had them on my GameCube. Those were like my first two Sonic games. And because, you know, the rivals in Sonic Riders were Jet was the rival for Sonic, Wave was the rival for Tails, and Storm was the rival for Knuckles, I assumed I assumed for a long time that Tails was a girl, just because he had this web games in the videos that started this. Yeah. But it was just I just assumed that since Tails' rival was a girl, obviously, that Tails must also be a girl. And I had no reason to think otherwise. Genesis plug and play. Huh. No, why would you do that? Okay, we can hit anything important. Just hitting me at all, it seems. Okay, okay. You did succeed. Please go away. No, go away. I am becoming very annoyed. A massive bomb will appear. Oh, Lord, why are you like this? Yeah, there's a massive bomb. Okay, it's currently a tie. Why did we win? When I first heard the Bile Lizard was a private child, I thought that meant data design. I was like, wow, what a big design shift Sega made. Oh, that's very funny. That... like, oh yeah, our new Sonic rival is this giant lizard thing. It's like, oh, you know what? Actually, why is it, we should make our new Sonic rival actually look like Sonic? That is so funny. That's such a kid thing to think. Ooh, I have the most rings? That's interesting. Yes, give me all the power-ups. I would like all of the power-ups. Heck yes. Bang, give me all those. Just running around collecting rings. You fully believe that for like a month at 16. Hey man, I've done more embarrassing stuff. I can't judge you. Gotcha. No. My crown. Give me. No, are you kidding me? Why did I get it? Like, actually, why? What resulted in that happening? God, this game is so laggy and just... Oh. Thank you! $10? Dude, that's ridiculous! That's so nice. 5th place, that's brutal. $10? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. The Mario C looks like Honey, except she had her hair down, cobalt eyes, wore pants, too tough, same color as her eyes, and weaves in her back sometimes. Oh, Lord. Amy's request received. I still can't believe that I can't believe that for the donation, man. I'm still kind of reeling from that. These are Rob's and our guest characters and also walk around the park. To see every Sonic character clowning on her. Oh boy. After Shad Jin, what do you think Sega? Do you think? I definitely think they should. I think that Sonic, I think that Maria, I think the best thing to do with her, like story-wise, at this point with the direction the story has gone, is just to let her rest, at least for a while, until there's like a legitimate reason to bring her back, you know? Because like right now, like it would kind of just be, it would legitimately just be retreading old ground for the sake of it if they were to bring her back. There's not really anything to be gained from doing that. So, bonus 45. So one thing that I don't love about this game is that you do just like, it feels like the game kind of forces you to play with certain skins. because they have these bonuses or whatever. And like the point of the skin is usually for the character to express them, or for the player to express themselves. So you're like kind of limiting the degree to which players can express themselves. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I also agree with that. I don't think that we need to see Maria back anytime soon. I think it would be a I think it would be a misunderstanding of her character, honestly, if they were to do that. Like her stories are told. Yeah, I definitely think that letting Shadow move on would be the right move at this point. What is the game annoying me about right now? Just want me to look at all these guys. You can press the level up button. I don't want to level up these guys. I'm saving my level ups for the character who matters. So be quiet. Snooping as usual, I see. Yeah, it would be interesting to see more of the Robotnik family, because there is a lot of stuff that we just don't know about them, which is, you know, interesting. There's Canucks. We do unfortunately have to unlock Silver. So, do you think Sega or Ian? Yeah, I've seen the Professor Victoria being Maria's niece thing a lot. As far as whether or not they'll introduce another Hedgehog character, I don't think Ian would at this point. I think he would see it as very repetitive. I think Sega probably won't as well, considering that like they're not even like being like Sonic and Shadow are obviously pretty big, but like Silver is popular as far as I can tell, but he's not like they're having difficulty utilizing him, and I think they'd prefer, at least if they're smart, they would focus on expanding Silver as a character before just diving in and creating a whole new character. Because like the thing is, at this point the Hedgehog characters, like, they've unfortunately made it very clear that the canon is that they have an increased level of importance, such as being able to have super forms, whereas nobody else can. Also, hello, Armando. Or Armando. I'm bad at words. Yeah, let's go. So I think the correct move would be to just not introduce another character who would be implied to be of relative importance within I think you would want to flesh out the characters they have right now and only introduce characters insofar as they help to do that. What do you think about the idea of a Sonic Ultimate Universe that combined all the different continuities into one? I mean, if you're going to do that, I think the only way to really do it is to have a sort of multiverse idea, which is interesting, I suppose, just because, like, the different continuities are so disparate that trying to make them all happen in one is... Trying to introduce all of the disparate Sonic continuities into one continuity causes just a ton of problems. I think it makes things a lot worse more so than it improves things. Just because, like, you have so many things running on, and like a lot of the Sonic continuities are very contradictory, and a lot of the things that exist in different Sonic continuities exist because of changes that exist. Oh wow, I almost fell. A lot of them exist because of specific things that exist within that continuity, right? Like, I think that Game Sonic having a Dark Sonic, as it were, I don't think it currently works. I think you have to reimagine what Dark Sonic is if you were to introduce him into the canon. And as far as like Scourge, I think like a lot of people say that Surge is the Scourge from in IDW effectively. And as far from what I know about Scourge, I think that doesn't really fit Surge's role within the story. I think that they're very different characters. Like, Scourge is supposed to be who Sonic could be were he to just like be a ass, I guess. Like, were he just to be a bad person. And he kind of reflects a lot of the character flaws of Sonic within the Archie series. And I think outside of that context, the character just wouldn't work. And so you can't really write Scourge the way he's written in Archie if he's not in Archie anymore, because the entire point is that he is a reflection specifically of the flaws of Archie Sonic. 2 more classic characters make actual mainline debuts. I mean, honestly, I think the whole classic versus modern thing is just silly in general. I definitely think they should just merge the continuities. Them being separate continuities at all is just such a pointless waste of time. Oh lord. This is one of my least favorite minigames yet. Holy. That's really cool. I feel like I have a lot of agency over that. Also, yeah, I think I do prefer Shadow when they write him as being like a person instead of just an edgelord who just stands around Aura Farms and does nothing else of value. I think that the way they write Shadow is certain scores are different in their core because they both must be less outseat, so if one actually gets in and play other scores often seems kind of pathetic. Yeah, that is also true. Why is SRB2 the best fun game? Sonic Robo Blast 2 is a very interesting game. I'm kind of working my way through it currently. I have so many games I need to play. It's very interesting, is the word I'm going to use. Claim all. Cancel skill by jumping. What the hell is this? You know, I've read some Wolverine Sonic fanfics. You also read Sonic fanfics? Sometimes, yeah. Do I need to, like, hit this button? Cool. I read some Sonic fanfics every once in a while. Oh, Lord. Cool, I did it. So it seems we were talking about Shadow. How do I see the... I think the series would be fundamentally different. Like, a lot of the things that exist within the series would just have to not exist, right? Like, they'd have to completely change how they wrote major aspects of the story. I feel like without Shadow being around, we probably wouldn't have gotten Silver. Because Silver only exists as the, like... Because, you know, Shadow was built as, like, the idea that he was... He's a very reflective character in the sense that a lot of... He's very focused on the past, right? And, like, where he's been. As a result of, like, all the things that happened to him and whatnot. So, you sort of get this dichotomy between Shadow and between Sonic of, like, past versus present, and Silver was introduced as like the third part of that. It's past, present, and future, right? And so Silver's role within Sonic 06, and therefore Silver's role within the series at large, wouldn't have existed without Shadow being there. Which means that they would have had to fundamentally, like, rethink how they even approach telling that story. They may tell a totally different story at that point. No. Okay. We're fine. Third place. Can you convince me at least some of the different takeovers in canon? I could totally see Shadow using Lavender Spring Fire when we get Jurassic Cook. I mean, it's based off of canon. It's just like, it's very much like secondary material, right? It's like anything in there that is contradicted by canon is considered to be non-canon. And anything in there that is not directly contradicted by canon, you can kind of say is canon, but it's not like canon, you know? It's very much in a... That's where the coffee part came from. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like pseudo-canon, right? It's official material that is not necessarily directly a part of the continuity. And that, like, puts it in a spot where there really aren't too many other things. Are you still waiting for something like a game movie? No. I can baseball slide. That's neat. I don't really know why I would do that, but it's an option I have. Okay, well, I just lost. Would you want to see a version of Stone in the games? Agent Stone, I think... I really like Agent Stone. I really just don't think he would work. What do you mean fan favorite skin? This game's been out for a day. Dude, I love marketing. It's so cool. It's so cool when they make stuff up. Sure. Cool. I got some stuff. Yeah, I I think that if Stone were to be a part of the games, he would have had to have been introduced a while back. I think that really is all there is to it. I just don't think he would work as like... I don't think he would work being introduced into the games now. It's been too long. You'd have to like change so much about him that he would be like a fundamentally different character at that point. It's awesome when a game has been out for months in some regions and it just came out somewhere else. Oh, that's so funny. You know, reusing prototype characters and stuff can be interesting, but it really depends. I think you have to have the right context for it. If there's like a reason to bring back a character like that, then, you know, it can definitely work, but I feel like doing it for the sake of doing it can create a lot of problems. Like, I wouldn't want to see Terios. I believe that's his name, Terios. He was always there, but off screen. That would be very funny. That would be a very funny way to do it. Oh, jeez. I am in the process of getting bone. Yeah, like, I think Prototype Blaze, like, if you had that be, like, another form at some point, that would be super cool. I'm thinking more of the one that's, like, not the red and black one. There's one that's, like, slightly different that's also a Prototype Blaze. I really love more comics in the movie universe. Seeing Sonic 2 prequel was really good. It's a shame we haven't gotten any since. I'm not super attached to the movie universe, I'm going to be 100% honest. Like, I don't have anything against it, but it's not my preferred version of Sonic. Shadow counterpart with ice powers. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be very strange, to say the least. Yeah, I have seen that. When he just, like, he cocks the machine gun. It's like, no, Shadow, that's not how that gun works. It's very funny. But, like, have you considered that he had aura when he did it, though? I really don't see... Honestly, I just don't like the Terios design, so I'm not, like, super... I'm not, like, itching to see it again. And I also don't know where we would incorporate it. Like, I'm not saying I'm against the idea, like, straight up, but I don't really see a need for it. Nor do I see, like, a great home for it in the series as of right now. Qualified. Definitely should have hype moments in Aura. Yeah. Sonic beats Fiona and Fox and Stevie will play instead of Igna Rose. I don't know. Stuff would happen. What's the point of checkpoints if they're like 3 seconds apart from each other? Those aren't checkpoints. Those are just the tracks. Okay. Well, that's not good for me. Oh, Lordy. This is not going well for me currently. Really? You have to... You can't make that jump? I disagree. There. Nice. I really screwed that up somehow. Yeah, it is just Fall Guys but Sonic. Like it's not even. I don't even think this game is pretending to not do that. Lord. Kernel level anti-cheat. RPG spin-off could definitely work. You just have to, you know, make it so that people's attacks can actually land. Hint, hint. But yeah, I would definitely be interested in a RPG spin-off type thing. What the heck is this? Okay. God, there's just so many buttons you have to click. This is why I don't play mobile games. They're just so frustrating. Persona elements? Amy RPG with Persona elements. What does that even mean? Some guy King Druk did a fanfic called Sonic What If, in which he took a look at different what if scenarios. There is no way Chronicles will ever get recanonized. That is an impossibility. I have played Persona. I played Persona 5. I also tried to play Persona 4, but it was so boring I couldn't complete it. Persona 5 is good though. It's a good game. No. I'm stunned for how long? If it did get recanonized, I feel like... Honestly, I feel like it would do more harm than good. The only thing that I think... I mean, I guess you could maybe do something with Shade and the Nocturnus or whatever. I mean, I guess I can't say it would be awful. I just don't really see a point to it. Part 4 Persona 4 is not a better version of JoJo's Part 4 because I've actually... Dude, why is this level so bullshit? Okay. I've watched JoJo's Part 4. JoJo's Part 4 is good, and Persona 4 is unbearable. It is completely just awful. Oh, Lordy. You're just like... Skull Chow. Man, this thing is cool. I wish it didn't suck. P4 is the best game IMO. P5's writing is so bad at so many points. I'd have to like talk to you more about what parts of it you like and what parts of it you don't like, but I could not force myself to get through P4. Like it was, I genuinely thought that game was unbearable. It was just like, all of the characters sucked. I didn't like any of them. P4 isn't fun. Like, none of the characters are good. They're all annoying. They're all, like, annoying and poorly written, and they don't do anything interesting with any of them. I didn't even get to when Naoto shows up. Like, I got, like, 5... Like, I got to... What is it? I got to the dungeon after you get Kanji, and I was just so bored out of my mind. I kept, like, waiting for the part where the plot gets good, and it just never did. It never became good. Yeah, big bruh. Like, I don't know, man. I don't get the hype. Like, the gameplay is boring. The randomly generated dungeon, it's like everything is mementos. There's no actual, like, level that's interesting to play through. The thing is, I don't mind, like, slice of life anime if they're for a... the thing is, like, in a slice of life anime, the appeal are the characters, right? Like, you have to have characters that people... I did do Social Links. I didn't like any of them. Like, okay, I can't remember. There's, like, I think it was it the band? Well, there's two you could do. There's, like, the band or, I think, drama. I know, yeah, I know Mementos isn't 5, but, like, the Memento-style gameplay is the gameplay of every dungeon in 4. There is no, like, actually designed levels in 4. They're all randomly generated. Yeah, geez. I need to get more water soon. My throat's going dry just from talking too much. Yeah, the drama and the band. So I think I didn't do band. I think I did drama, and I tried to get through that story, and like the game like just punished you for like trying to empathize with the character. Like it was so weird. Like I didn't understand the way it was written at all. I tried to get into the Social Links. Like I think I finished Chie's, and it just wasn't super I mean, I don't do the fusion stuff. I never understood the fusion at a deep level, so I kind of mess around with it a little bit just to try and power up my personas. But I was never able to really get like any good fusions, like any meaningful ones. How do you do these? Am I blue or red? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This game is not... Okay, you didn't understand? No, I'm pretty sure I understood what I was reading when I went through it. Like, I didn't like it. Game's too smart for you? You know, that would be a funny thing to say if that weren't how people legitimately... Okay, I was on red. I didn't understand what was going on. You know, I guess I was red. That would make sense as to why it spawned me on the other side of the arena, now that I think about it. What is it you want to talk about, Pad? Why? Like... Or Pod? Whatever. Yeah, it is frustrating too, you know, there being something that you really, you know, a lot of other people you know are really into and you just can't, like, enjoy it. Pada, you keep sending the same message, and... Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to understand a bit more how this level works. Oh lord, okay, well, I'm not sure what the counterplay of that was. Second place. The Silver Slam. Dude, I might be Silver's #1 hater. Yeah, it might be, that might be the case. I don't know why. I do find it very funny to make fun of him. I don't even hate him. I just think that he makes the series worse through his existence. Not because of him, but because of the way that they write him and the characters around him. Like, it's genuinely not a Silver the Hedgehog issue. It's a, this franchise doesn't know what to do with this character issue. Like... I literally have no idea what's going on. Okay, I got a thing. I'm fast now. Being fast is not helping. Okay, I got a thingy. I want to get a thingy. I got a thingy. I feel like this would be a lot more helpful if I could see the entire screen. I did it. I got a thing. Silver's my favorite song design. I hate he's been fumbled so freaking bad. But yeah, he has been. He's definitely been utilized poorly. Genuinely, he might be the most fumbled Sonic character, and I say that as somebody who, again, I mean, Jet is just a loser. Like, he just, like, fundamentally, he is just a fraud. And that is very funny to point out. Ring battle, okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, later, man. Focusing on gaming. So it's not there. Oh lord. Really quickly started to try and fix the issue of Silver, but I think Silver helps to fix the landing. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to fix the quote-unquote issues with Slender as much as they are just Evan Stanley is a Sylvain shipper, and she keeps trying to pair them together. Because that's like 90% of what IDW is doing with Silver. It's just Sylvains. Ugh. I'm gonna make an announcement when Alpha Coleman. You know, that's very funny, but it is literally never going to happen. Not even once at any point in time. Like, it's just... Like, it... Alfred Coleman is... He's very funny as Eggman, but, you know, not exactly safe for the brand, I guess, would be the thing people would say. A company would say, in this case. Alright, I finally won. That's interesting. God, it took so long to win something. Lordy. Lordy, lordy. This is not my first ever. I've live streamed other stuff before, but I haven't live streamed, I haven't, like, live streamed, since starting my channel for real, I guess. I've mostly just done it for fun. Sylvain's and Victoria try to get too less pushing all the Twitch takeovers for worse on any chat. Yeah! That's the meta, I suppose. I mean, Vector and Vanilla is something, it has been like a thing that's been a thing in the franchise since X, right? Like, X was the first time that kind of got pushed. She saw it. That's interesting. XJP especially. Lord. You want me to keep unlocking stuff? Yep. Thank you for the crumbs. It'd be like that. Alright, I think I've about exhausted my patience with this game. So, I know it hasn't been the longest stream, but I just wanted to go ahead and check this game out on stream with everybody. And, you know, it was fun to talk to you guys. I probably will try and stream, maybe like weekly or something, just for an hour or two. Yeah, I thought that was the conceit for a second. Yeah, I'll see you guys around. I'll probably come back, like, I don't know, maybe next Friday or something. But until then, I'm just gonna